Hi guys, welcome to another bump date. So this one's a little bit different because my husband is here.
Hello.
As you're aware, we're in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic at the minute, so you're working from home every day.
Day 842.
So I can only really film at the weekends now, but I thought it would be fun to get Tom involved. So if you are new to this channel, first of all, welcome. Second of all, if you haven't seen my previous 3 bump dates, this is bump date number 4. If you haven't seen the previous 3, I'll leave them linked down below, and they'll also be in the end card to this video, but I can only put 2 at a time.
That'll be like
so that'll be, well, near the end.
At the end, yeah.
So that'll be my 8 to 12 week and my 4 to 8 week one. So have a look at those if you would like to. So got my book here as per with all my symptoms in and everything for the past 4 weeks, and they have been getting a little bit stranger. So let's just jump right into it.
I love how that's stranger and that's not like, oh, they've not been getting better or worse, they've just been getting weirder.
Yeah, they have been getting weird. So the first one I think you've been starting to notice a bit. My belly is hurting a lot more.
You're getting a lot of ligament pain.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know what kind of pain it is.
It is called round ligament pain, and surprisingly, I have been getting some Braxton Hicks as well, which I didn't think you'd get this early, but you can apparently, and you can tell the difference. Round ligament pain is more, I don't know how to describe like where it is. It's more around the sides of your belly and like right underneath, whereas contractions are like in your belly. It's odd, but that has...
You've been getting some strange feelings in your stomach is what you're essentially trying to put across.
Yeah, but after a while you do start to tell the difference. So yeah, get ready for your belly to stretch if you're around the same point as me. Piercings are starting to reject.
It's a fun time. You've had to take your...
My belly button piercing, I had to take
yours
that
an
out.
antenatal piercing? Wait, no, I'm getting them confused. What's like navel or anti-navel? Isn't it for belly button?
I had a standard navel.
Okay,
piercing.
there you go, cool.
You can get like a lot of different types of belly button piercing, but I just had a standard one. But it was starting to... Sorry, this is going to be TMI, but it was starting to go a bit gunky and it was itching a lot and
it was gross.
It wasn't very nice to look at. So I thought it was just best to take it out, because the more my belly stretches, it's just going to get more and more painful.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good thing to keep in.
No.
Especially with the amount that you are going to grow and you are going to...
Yeah, and I've heard the maternity belly bars, like the really long kind of like flexible ones, apparently the material's not very good for your skin, and my skin's quite sensitive. I have it's similar to a day. I have that up here. That went scabby for a little bit and I thought I might have to take that out, but I just gave it a clean and it was fine. I think it's just the hormones like, no, you need to get this out. So yeah, be prepared for that, possibly if you have piercing. I've been getting out of breath so often. Like even just from talking now, I find myself having to like stop and like inhale.
It's like walking upstairs. It easily skips your brain. Like you think, oh, there's stairs. Stairs will be fine. I've seen you get to the top of the stairs now for like a couple of times in a row, and you've been like, whew.
I've been so out of breath, but I can feel like my uterus starting to get higher up, and it's already starting to crush things. Because all your organs are stacked on top of one another, so it's going to have like a domino effect, because as your uterus grows, it's going to push one organ, and that's going to push another, and then another, and then another.
Surely if your organs are stacked on top of each other, it would be a Jenga effect and not a domino effect.
You know what I mean. If you haven't watched my previous bump dates, I'm usually the only one in them.
Yeah.
Tom is in some other videos for comedic effect.
As you may or may not have gathered.
So yeah, I've been getting very out of breath. but I wasn't very fit before I got pregnant, so it's just kind of made it worse.
Just gonna straight put yourself down like that.
So my hair, if you go back to the first Bumpdate, if I can, I'll insert a clip. Hi guys, so this is going to be my first Bumpdate. If you look at the hair that I have there, that rhymed.
Ooh.
But if you look, my hair has grown a lot. Like, I've just had a massive growth spurt in my hair. But what I've noticed is that the quality isn't very good now. Like, the hair that has grown, it's just very dry, and I'm tempted to just chop it. I'm just gonna do it myself because that's what I've usually done.
I'm gonna get you to do mine.
Yeah. So yeah, hair growth has gone up, but hair quality has definitely gone down. Speaking of hair, I have a lot of new baby hairs on my belly.
Which is hilarious.
I just woke up one morning and they were just like sprouting. They were just there.
That's not a good term to use. Growing, not sprouting. Sprouting, that's what plants do.
A lot of baby hairs on my belly.
Like a peach fuzz.
Yeah, it's like a peach fuzz almost. You think it's quite cute.
It is cute.
But I also have this like line of hair, which I've always had since like I started puberty. I've always had this like little line of hair going up my like belly button. But funnily enough, it's also where my linea negra.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but
I think it's negra.
These guys get the idea.
Linea negra. So that's like the dark line that goes up your belly button when you're pregnant. Some women get it, some women don't. Mine's quite faint, but you can see it. But it's also where that line of hair is.
But either way, I think it's cute, and it looks like a whole bunch of peach fuzz.
So I wrote this down, but I regret it now because it's just I jinxed it. I think
Definitely jinxed this one.
for a little while. My need to pee at night had lessened quite a lot. I was only going maybe once or twice a night. But now it's
back
like
to where it was.
Before I even go to bed, I have to pee at least 3 times.
That's so silly.
And then I wake up once in the night. But it gets I'm in like a routine now. I think my body is like, you need to pee.
You
at
need to
this
stop
time,
because you're gonna jinx
time.
this again. Like 100%. You need to not do this to yourself.
It gets bad, like to the point where, because I'm just so sleep deprived, I just hold it in and try to go back to sleep when I really need to pee.
See, that's a really bad idea. You really, really should just get up and go, to be honest.
I know.
But I think it might be good if we like, if I'm like, hey, you should maybe not drink as much before you go to bed.
But I'm so thirsty.
But then, yeah, you get a bit dehydrated, which is kind of a bad thing. So you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Hot flushes.
I think that's been happening fairly frequently, but not as often as you thought it would. Because I remember you telling me like, oh, it's going to happen all the time after you got your first one, and you were like, oh, this is going to keep happening, and I'm not going to be happy about it. But
it doesn't happen as much.
Yeah, it's only like a couple of times that it's actually happened, and you've looked at me and been like, I'm very hot.
It happened in church when we were still allowed to go to church before they shut them.
Hilarious.
That was my first hot flush. It was in the middle of church, and everyone could tell. Like, everyone just came up to me afterwards, like, and put their hands on me, and they were like, "You don't look well. Are you okay?"
You were right.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm just having a hot flush."
I mean, not that we have to worry about that at the moment, because all of like the church congregations and masses have been cancelled due to coronavirus, obviously. But still, that was something that, you know, it still applies, because there have been times where you've been here, like getting out of bed in the morning, and you get up a little bit too quickly, and you have to stop for like 5 minutes just to sit on the edge of the bed and be like, oh, I leant up way too quickly. And again, I think that's just because of like the increased amount of blood that you currently have in your body.
Yep.
You know,
and I can't stand up for like more than 20 minutes at a time now.
I feel like you probably could if you tried, but
it makes me feel very dizzy if I do.
It does, yeah. And, you know, it's not great to put yourself in that kind of position.
So now I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of stuff. So this is going to be the majority of the talking. So
that wasn't the majority of the talking?
No.
Okay.
So I had my first consultant appointment at the hospital I was originally meant to see one consultant, but she got called into an emergency because obviously they're a gynecologist / obstetrician, so they can get called to births and things like that. So
There's a lot of people who need consultants.
yeah, so I ended up seeing a different consultant. We went through everything and why I'm a bit more of a high risk, and we came up with a plan which was then lengthened by something which I will talk about in a minute. So my care plan now is from 16 weeks, well, just over 16 weeks.
Which is basically now.
On Thursday, I will be 16 weeks and 6 days, so I'll be nearly 17 weeks. And every 2 weeks, starting from then, I have to have a cervical length ultrasound because I am a bit more of a higher risk of going into preterm labour. They need to check my cervix. The plan is from Thursday, I have my first cervical length scan, and then every 2 weeks it will be checked to make sure that it hasn't shortened. And then at 24 weeks,
seems like a millennia away.
It does.
It will come round so quick.
If everything is okay, then I won't need to have those scans anymore. And he told me that I would be released. I will be put back onto just midwife-led kind.
Like you're in a cage.
Yeah. But
take him out into the forest, open the cage door, run free.
The plan was at 24 weeks, if everything was looking normal, I would go back to just being under my midwife for care rather than being under my midwife and under the consultant as well. But then last week I got a letter in the post.
Woo! I remember this letter.
Yeah. Basically saying, we've done your blood tests for Down syndrome and everything like that, and as you know, it was in the low risk, which is brilliant, but your PAPP-A is low, and it's in like the low 5%, so it is very, very low.
PAPP-A.
Yeah. So most people don't know what that is. My GP didn't even know what it was, which shocked me. PAPP-A is essentially a growth hormone that comes from the placenta.
It is an acronym, but I can't remember what it's for.
Yeah, I can't either. So it's not just necessarily a growth hormone. It does affect the growth of the baby. That's the main purpose for PAPP-A, but it can also, again, cause preterm labour if not handled correctly. In the letter, it said women who have PAPP-A are more at risk for blood pressure problems later on in pregnancy, and also a baby being born under average weight. So they'll have an under average birth weight. But I did a little bit of research on it just so I could educate myself a bit more on what it was, because I had no idea on what it was.
You then told me what it was, and I remembered some of it, but immediately forgot
you
much of it.
panicked a little bit.
I was a little bit concerned, I won't lie.
So what is happening now is after my 24-week scan for my cervical length, at 28 weeks, so 4 weeks after, I will then have growth scans about every 3 weeks. Scans will be at 28 weeks, 32 weeks, and then 36 weeks. And if everything looks okay on that front, then I will be officially under just midwife-led care. But if they find that a baby is not growing as much as it should, then I'll stay under the consultant, and then they'll be with me through the birth and check the baby's okay. And I also have to take dispersible aspirin every day until the end of the pregnancy, which tastes disgusting. And I have
You hate it
I don't
so
like it.
much. It's not a fun time.
For the baby, I'll do whatever I have to.
Because you're supposed to take it with meals, or shortly after eating. So most of the time we'll have dinner, and then you'll take it after dinner. And just the look on your face every time you're necking this aspirin in water, you're like, "Gah."
Horrible. So I'll kind of touch on it a bit, but I'm just going to say it very bluntly. Being pregnant in the middle of a lockdown and a pandemic is bloody hard.
It's not a fun time.
So in the UK, they've basically put measures in place where if police are patrolling around and you do not have a valid reason for being out of your house, so the reasons for us are shopping for...
Only if absolutely necessary, for absolutely necessary essentials.
Yep, so shopping for food.
Medical reasons,
Yep.
so like your appointments if you have to go to the hospital or if you have to go to the pharmacy to pick up a new prescription.
Yep. 1 hour of exercise, but sometimes we don't even bother doing that because I am terrified of catching this virus.
And you know.
I'm a bit of a hermit. So I will now do a bump shot. So that was our 12 to 16 week bump date, and the sun is starting to get in the way of the lighting.
Yeah,
so
my eyes are... I've had my eyes like this for the entire video.
So
like,
we'll finish before the light comes all the way over this way.
Sorry, I'll put my arm around you and you can get in here.
So if you have enjoyed this video and would like to see more pregnancy related videos, please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!